Wow. I have been sitting back waiting, and I am in amazement right now because, I always appreciate when individuals decide they want to stop by and kind of tell us who they are, what they're doing, and all that great stuff. Today being no different. Outstanding and amazing young man joining us here on this afternoon, one of our featured authors. Stephen Bramer is here, and I can't hold back and prolong the hour. Stephen, good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, my goodness. I always hear that, but I want to thank you for being here, thanking you for accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family, and, of course, one of our featured authors. And as I mentioned to you, ladies and gentlemen, before, he is one of our featured authors, and, of course, stop by our broadcast network platform, GMAP1.com. Click on the tab that is titled Featured Authors. You'll see a copy of the publication that I'm currently showing you on our screen, The Bonded. And, of course, it is written by Mr. Stephen Bramer, and, of course, he is here to tell us a little bit more about that. In the meantime, I just got to do it, and I got to do it right, Stephen. Why don't you come on board? Tell us a little bit about you. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. Who is Stephen Bramer?
Well, I am an author, obviously recently. My first book is The Bonded. That's only been out a few months. Other than that, I've been a musician for a really long time, but I've also been a software engineer. I've got a family, 2 kids. I had a family. I'm currently divorced, but that's I recently retired from the engineering profession and focusing now on creative pursuits, which is writing and music.
Well, I am once again grateful for you being here this afternoon, and of course, I'm just as grateful for you accepting the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family as one of our featured authors. And today we're speaking on The Bonded, and of course, I just can't wait. I'm sure there's individuals out there that is anticipating what it is about The Bonded that's unique. But I want you to sit back and tell us a little bit about it. The Bonded, your latest release, and I want you to just sit back and tell us a little bit about this current publication.
Okay. Well, the basic idea is there is an evolutionary offshoot of humanity that are called the bonded. And what's primarily unique about them is they have a communal mind. So all individuals of the bonded think, perceive it as one entity. But each member also has their individual human mind. So they kind of are juggling 2 different levels of consciousness. So the premise is that this offshoot has existed since the time of prehistory, around the time that the Neanderthals were branching off. This group, which I call Homo conjuntus, were also branching off, and they've continued to develop over time. The main character, her name is, I call her Harriet Holroyd, also the Countess of Sheffield. She is one of the very original bonded. So she personally has lived since the time of prehistory. She's had essentially multiple lifespans in the course of her one single life. So the idea is that there are various mutations that are involved in evolution.
Right.
This is always true. The ones that are most favorable hang in there and, continue on with the species. In the early part, there, for reasons unknown, there actually is in nature times when these mutations seem to crop up more frequently within a given species.
Right.
So this was happening around the time that the Neanderthals and the bonded and Homo sapiens were branching off. So this Harriet has lived through various periods of human life. And so during the course of the book, we see her in various different times. There's the Dark Ages, she appears. During World War II, she appears. But she also appears during modern times. So, two other primary characters in the book are her offspring, her children.
Right, right.
One is Dean Parks. He is the younger, and he actually narrates major portions of the book. He's a forensic scientist in Chicago. His sister, Samantha Sheffield, is an inspector with Chicago Police Department. As the book opens, Dean is being called to solve a series of gruesome murders. So the book itself is really a science fiction thriller, combinations of science fiction and mystery thriller and that sort of thing. So it first opens, it kind of looks like a crime book. But Dean Parks, Dean, Samantha, called Sam for short, although they work together and they have a connection that they don't really understand initially because they don't know they're related at this point. They've been separated at a very young age.
Right.
Harriet has sent them off away from her to be raised by human beings. This is because the bonded consider hybrids, which are a cross between bonded and human, especially powerful ones, to be difficult to control and therefore a threat to the bonded.
Right.
The bonded, because they have this sense of community, their sense of self is around the communal mind, not the individuals. So they don't hold a lot of value in individual human life. When they run into individuals that they consider to be threats, they simply off them. They use the term elimination. So Harriet is very much aware of this, and she thinks that her children are in jeopardy. This is why she sends them off, so that she can more easily block them from the hive's awareness and understanding.
Wow. And I tell you, I mean, I'm really excited about it because I'm excited just for yourself and the viewers and listeners that'll be showing their support, purchasing a copy. But at the same time, I did hear you mention that there was a previous edition of some sort of. I mean, is this actually your first release, or is this a follow-up to something that you've previously written before?
No, this is the first release. I am working on the follow-up now, something called The New Bonded. So it's foreshadowed in this first book. At the very ending of the book, just to briefly sort of set that up for you, the Countess wants her hereditary line to predominate. She sees a sort of conflict between the bonded Homo sapiens and hybrids for, genetic primacy.
Right.
She wants to organize things so that her line prevails. Through it all, as this conflict develops, at the very end of the book, there's a huge nuclear war among various nations, these various groups. It's somewhat involved, but in the end, there's a nuclear war that kills off many of the various members of all three groups and also leaves the planet barely inhabitable. So the remnants of humanity, in this process, the Countess uses her powers to push the survivors together into a single genetic line. This is one of her powers. She can reach out and physically affect biology.
Right. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. I mean, this is amazing to me. And I tell you, I'm excited once again for you. I'm excited for this latest release, this current release. And, of course, if, in fact, Stephen, someone wanted to reach out and show their love, care, concern, and support and purchase a copy, share a copy, download a copy, or what have you, what's the process? I mean, how can your book be purchased from our viewers and listeners today?
The simplest way to do it is just to go to Amazon.com. And if you search for The Bonded, Stephen Bramer, and that's Stephen with a PH, not always spelled that way, and Bramer, B-R-A-M, as in mom, E-R. Search for The Bonded Stephen Bramer, and it'll come right up. You can also go to Google and search The Bonded Stephen Bramer, and various outlets selling the book will come up. It's also available in e-editions as an audiobook on various platforms. So.
And of course, we're not going to allow them to forget about little old GMAP Broadcast Network down here. We're in the lower left-hand corner of everything in small print. And of course, as I mentioned before, Stephen is one of our featured authors, and all you have to do is stop by our broadcast network site at gmap1.com. Click on the tab that is simply titled Featured Authors. You will see a copy of the publication I'm currently showing you on our screen, The Bonded. Click on that cover. It will take you to the necessary location to find out more intimate information and details about the author as well as the publication. Now, Stephen, if there's some individuals out there that may want to reach out and connect with you on a more individual basis, contact you, chat with you, what's that process? I mean, how is it that you can be reached and connected with?
Well, there's a website, StephenBramerTheAuthor.com, and there's various ways to contact me posted there. So that's probably the simplest way.
And of course, if they have any problems or issues with that, they can always connect with me here at the GMAP Broadcast Network. I'll be more than willing to connect the dots. Now, I did hear you mention before that there is something that you are working on, but let me officially ask you, as you look back over the process, Stephen, and you look at where it all began and how you began this journey, writing this publication, and where you are right now. Of course, that's right here on GMAP. What's next for you as an author? I mean, where do you go from here?
Well, I'm working, the sequel that I mentioned is half written, roughly. So I'm working on finishing that. That's my top priority. After that, I have several ideas in mind for additional novels that I'll start on. But I also mentioned to you I've been into music for a long time, decades. So probably what I'll turn to after I finish the new Bonded, the sequel to The Bonded, I'll probably focus on music for a bit and get some more original music out there.
And my intention is to have you back, invite you back, and specifically talk more in detail about your music career, because I don't want to supersede or override what's on tap for today. But we are definitely going to be inviting you back so we can hear more in detail about your music career, where it all began, the journey, and where you are now. So we are anticipating and expecting to have you back real soon to talk more in detail about your music career. So I'm sure we're going to keep people posted on that. And of course, we also know that you have our number, and we want you to use it. Pick up that phone, give us a call, let us know what we can do to assist you in any way, shape, form, or fashion to continue to get this information out there to the eyes and ears of the people around the world. And of course, when you do that, Stephen, we want you to know that the answer will always be yes, and you will never, ever have to ask me twice. Once again, Stephen is one of our featured authors. All you have to do is stop by our platform, gmap1.com, and of course, click on the tab that is titled Featured Authors. You will see a copy of the publication I'm currently showing you on the screen, The Bonded. Click on that cover. It will take you to the necessary location, find out more intimate information and details about the author as well as the publication. Stephen, I just can't thank you enough. And of course, we're sending a shout out to our network partners over at Roku, Amazon Fire TV for assisting and joining us on this afternoon. Once again, we are anticipating hearing much more from you, much more about some of the things that you may have planned in the future. And don't forget about us. Let us know what you're doing, where, when, why, all that great stuff, and let us assist you in disseminating that information to as many people as possible. We want you to keep us posted. Stephen, I'm excited and I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to simply reconnecting with you in the very near future, having you back, talking about your music career and so on. But we want to show you that we love you, and we want to make sure that people show their support. Purchase a copy today. Share this information with all of your followers, your family, your friends. Purchase a copy of The Bonded. And please, when you do so, don't forget, go back, leave a review. Please, leave a review for The Bonded. I'm sure Stephen will appreciate it. I'll appreciate it. Amazon and those that are on the outside looking in will appreciate it as well. Please leave a review. Show your support. Share this information. The Bonded, Stephen Bramer, and of course, we're looking forward to hearing all the great things that comes out of it, and where we go from here, Stephen, is going to be completely up to you. And of course, we're going to be having you back soon, and we appreciate you. I'm going to move over, and I'm going to allow you to step up and have your closing remarks and final thoughts and final words here before we let you go. So I'm going to move over, and I'm going to say, Stephen Bramer, featured author, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. Again, I appreciate you having me on. The book, The Bonded, and its sequel are going to be of primary interest to science fiction readers, mystery readers. So if any of that sort of thing, also psychology, fiction around psychology and concepts like that. It asks a lot of questions. Cohesion versus individuality. How do these things impact a society? So, it can be thought-provoking, but basically it's just a story at the heart of it, a story about a family and their struggles and how they get by. Of course, they're pretty spectacular struggles compared to what most people see. So it's for all ages. Maybe a little bit slightly salty language for very young children, but from like junior high school on up to any other age, it's appropriate. So yeah, I'd encourage anyone who has an interest, go out, look it up, give it a read, and absolutely leave a review. I'm very much interested in hearing people's reactions.
Awesome. Well, Stephen, I want to thank you once again for being here. Thank you for being a part of our broadcast network family, and looking forward to hearing what it is that you have in the immediate future. Until then, we want you to have a fantabulous rest of your afternoon. We appreciate your time today. I'll be in touch because we're definitely going to invite you back once again to hear more about The Bonded, as well as focus on your music career. So we're going to be reaching out to you. We're going to invite you back, and we look forward to where it all goes from here, and we look forward to hearing from you soon, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, Stephen Bramer, right here, one of our featured authors on the #1 station in the nation. GMAP Broadcast Network, GMAP1.com. Yours truly, Pastor Kevin. I am simply doing what I love because I love what I'm doing. Stay close, don't move. We'll be back with more right after this. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to hearing from Stephen again soon. God bless each and every one of you. Be blessed and be a blessing. Back with more right after this, right here on the show.